So I grew up in London, East London, and just an active kid growing up. Love all sports, but the game that drew me to football was a cup final. One of the guys scores an amazing goal, and I think to myself, well, if he can do it, so can I. You know, as an 8-year-old, you dream big. But the process of getting towards the Premier League was a number of hard years working hard to try and establish myself in football. Once that happened, I got taken on by a professional team called Charlton when I was 14 years old. And then 14 to 20 years old, getting a professional contract, playing some games, then moving to a team in League Two called Barnet. Spent 3 years there, then moved to Reading, spent 3 years there. Then finally to Portsmouth, where I got promoted to the Premier League at quite a late age and started playing in the Premier League when I was 29 years old. So a bit of a journey, but it was a case of trying to work hard, believing in myself and try to overcome the obstacles that were in the way. When I became a Christian, it was because I'd come to the end of myself. I was 28 years old, I chased a dream, I wasn't satisfied. There was personal problems, health issues with my wife and things like that. So I was asking the question, there must be more to life than this. So when I eventually heard the message of Christ and how he'd rescued me and why he'd rescued me, there was a sense of peace. This thing I was chasing through football, through all the material things I could get, it never brought satisfaction. But when I met Jesus, I actually met the Prince of Peace. So that was in my life. So when the guys in the dressing room and had heard about my Christian faith, they gave me a lot of stick, because I was different now. I wasn't trying to act differently, but they knew that what I was doing was, against the culture of football. So I had some good friends within the church family, but I think the guy that really helped me move forward in a way to accept being a Christian in football was the chaplain, a guy called Mick Mellows. He had a prayer partner called Mickey O'Brien, and we'd meet once a week, we'd pray together, read the Bible together. But Mickey was a former footballer and he understood the culture. So he was able to speak into situations I was going through, not from I've read it in a book. He'd lived it, and he was passing on the ways to get through that. And a big part of what he told me was playing your football for God, playing living your life for God now, not actually as a man that was trying to prove anything to anybody else. And through that, guys who used to give me a lot of stick about my faith over a year or so started to change and ask me to pray for them because they saw something different.